Welcome back to Good Day Orlando. It is that time of year again. Tax season is about to get underway, and if you get a higher bill than usual, it may be because of the new tax law taking away some of your tax breaks. We're joined now by Joe Bert, the Oracle of Orlando. Joe, good morning. Good to see you as always.
Good to see you.
Okay, so some big changes. You're going to tell us about some of the popular breaks affected by the new tax law.
Right. Well, some people are going to be surprised. I think most people will get money back if they've been withholding at the regular level that they have because of lower tax brackets and increased exemptions that will be allowed for, I should say, standard deduction. Yeah, I think some people get more money back than what they expected.
So this will really affect more people who do the itemized deductions?
Well, things are changing, and you have a list of some of the things that they have.
Yeah,
we go through
personal exemptions to
start. Those are, right now, or last year, you were able to take about a $4,000 for yourself, for your spouse, for your kids, all your dependents. Those personal exemptions are out the window.
Ooh.
Now what we have is a larger standard deduction. So if you're married filing a joint return, you get $24,000 right off the bat, and that takes into consideration the interest that you paid on your home and charitable contributions, all the things you used to itemize. And many people didn't come up to $24,000. So now if you're married filing a joint return, you get $24,000 right off the bat, but you don't get those personal exemptions anymore.
If you're single?
$12,000.
$12,000.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why you're interested.
Exactly, of course. Moving expenses.
Moving expenses. Those are no longer for when you had to move for your job. You can take a tax deduction for those expenses. No longer, unless you're in the military. They cut the military some slack so you can deduct those expenses. Yep.
How about alimony?
Interesting. If you have a divorce decree after January 1st, 2019, alimony is no longer deductible. If you're paying alimony on an old divorce decree, it's deductible, but of course alimony, whether it's a recipient, is taxable. Now it's flipped. In 2019, if you get divorced, the decree after January 1st, 2019 is no longer deductible, but the alimony that you receive is tax-free.
Okay, and that's why we've been seeing a rush for folks who are getting divorced before the end of last year.
Depending on what side of the coin you're on.
Goodness. Interest on home equity or lines of credit.
Yeah, they've changed that on how much you can deduct. The $1 million home mortgage is out the window now. The limit is $750,000 unless the loan was already in place. So a mortgage of $1 million or more, you can't take the whole deduction. It's now $750,000 is the limit.
Does that also come under the umbrella of supersized mortgages?
That is what we would call a supersized mortgage.
Okay, how about state and local taxes?
Well, the folks up north and those high income tax states that they call the SALT tax, state and local taxes, you're limited to $10,000. And for some of those homeowners up there, you know, those property tax bills are substantially more. They're going to be limited to $10,000.
Okay, and
we're going to have a lot of people moving to Florida.
We already do.
I'm telling you, they're coming.
They're coming. They're on their way. Yep. Casualty losses.
Well, this is where you have an accident around the house, tree falls on your house, no longer eligible to do that unless you've been hit by a federal disaster, Irma. So if
hurricane.
you got banged by Irma, you can take a tax deduction with certain provisions. You're allowed to deduct up to 10%, to the extent that it exceeds 10% of your adjusted gross income. So we'll see how that plays out.
All right, Joe Bert, great advice. Where can people find you?
Once again, Google me, 2 words, Joe Bert, B-E-R-T.
Very good, Joe. Thank you. Good to see you as always.